Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today. Nigerians have refused to sit on the fence over who will lead them for the next 8 years. Don't forget that some personality, called them political stalwarts, have started lining up for the post of number one man in the country, talking about presidency. Some few days ago, Bola Ahmed Tinubu came out to announce his intention of ruling the country, and it was seconded by the person of Governor Umahi. But guess what? Nigerians are putting them on the scale, and they are found wanting. And shockingly for the governor of Ebonyi State, Umahi, who had declared his intention, his is coming. That's his own case. He's suffering setback from the home front. And I think the same thing also happened to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We're going to be discussing this, and I want you also, after all of this, go down and tell us why it's happening this way. All right, but before we give you full details of the news, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. According to the news, barely 48 hours after Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi officially declared his presidential ambition, his move has received rejection in his home state. Certain indigenes of his state operating under the platform Association of Ebonyi Indigenes in the Diaspora have kicked against Umahi's interest in the 2023 presidency. President of Exp0'sed, Ambassador Pascal Oluchukwu, in a statement issued in Abuja, declared that Governor Umahi administration of the Southeast state offers no cheering news and should not be considered a serious candidate for the exalted seat of the highest political office in the country. Ambassador, who acknowledged Umahi's constitutional right to contest, said the governor has failed to secure a tiny Ebonyi state with the consistent and reported attacks and communal clashes reported under his administration, some of which are largely fueled even by his political appointees. According to him, he went further to say that as we speak, thousands who were displaced by communal war in Effium, Ohaku, local government area of the state are yet to return to their ancestral home, needless to speak of receiving any succor whatsoever from the Umahi administration. The thousands of victims who were also displaced in the three communities in Eza North local government area, where he is lavishing public funds in building an international cargo airport, remain displaced as they are yet to be duly compensated by the Umahi administration. Hunger and poverty have been weaponized by his government such that all might come to beg for crumbs on his table. Any wonder Ebonyi is now officially rated the poverty capital of the entire southern Nigeria by the National Bureau of Statistics. While rejecting Umahi's presidential ambition, the group said that with the way and manner he has handled the State's House of Assembly, which is ordinarily a separate arm of government, are we not certain that a National Assembly under an Umahi presidency will be worse than the current rubber-stamp legislative arm that we have seen in Nigeria? Will Nigeria truly survive just 1 week reign of a dictator like Umahi? AESID would wish to ask, which impact and mark has Governor Umahi made in Ebonyi critical sectors such as education, given we are classified as educationally less developed, health, given our poor maternal mortality rate, and agriculture, given our rich potential in this sector? What about the state civil service? It's left in its shadows, including lecturers in our state-owned tertiary institution whose salary he has withheld and pay any pittance he feels like. Is it the retirees, some of who have died in their pains and agonies over non-payment of their due entitlements, or their sorrowing relatives that would drum support for Umahi's touted 2023 presidential ambition? Rather than provide jobs for our teeming populace, what the Umahi government specializes on is to appoint, through proxies, our vibrant youths who daily sing its praises on the social media for some pittance. For this noble accountability platform in particular, therefore, we believe it is time for him to be held to account for the little opportunity he had in just one out of a total of 36 states of the Federation that he now aspired to pilot their affairs. The Bonny Group, which claimed that the Southeast has been shortchanged in terms of holding the exalted office of president, however, warned against lame sentiment. Said all who feel they have the right qualification shouldn't whip up this sentiment. They should rather convince the electorate, like it is done in saner democracies, and build bridges across the Niger to enable them to realize the ambition of clinching Nigerian presidency. Exp0'sed is amazed that rather than learn lessons from Egu's sordid experience, which he is fully aware of, Umahi, who backed out of supporting the Atiku/Obi presidential ticket of his then PDP in 2019, with a flimsy claim that he was not consulted before the choice of the latter was made as Atiku's running mate in towing exactly the same ignorable path. Whereas it is within his constitutional right to run for the highest office in the land. No doubt, we are also compelled by morality, truth, and good conscience to bring the issues of his rather mishandling of our dear state's affairs in the about 7 years that he had held sway as the governor. Drawing reference from the age-long cliche that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, we are not in any doubt that a more absolute power for an Umahi could mean arming a man who has run amok with a knife to enter the market. Wow, I'm telling you, this is a serious one. I love it that Nigerians have come of age and we have started letting our leaders to know that enough of all this playing around with monies and buying the hearts of people, enough of it. We can no longer be tricked again. We can no longer allow sentiment of ethnicity to play in this whole thing again. One of the things these guys did was to just show us a clip of what Umahi has failed to do in Ebonyi State compared to running the affairs of 36 states. My brother, it's going to be a hard one. And his attitude to communal clashes and the issues of killing in his state compared to running that of 36 states where communal clashes will just be happening every now and then. Now, the control over also the legislature compared to having access to control the National Assembly. I think Nigerians are no more ready to allow you to play games with them any longer. And guess what? It's really interesting. This is the time that we have been waiting for. Nigerians have suffered, and right now, whoever that must mount that position to lead us must not be, one ancestral human being who feels that it is his birthright to be running for offices in Nigeria. Enough of it. Nigeria is not one community with about 200 people where maybe 37 or 50 people are elites and they keep on exchanging power the way they feel like. No, we're talking about 200 million people. There are so many up minds who have the capacity to change the status quo and the narration or narratives of this country. And it is high time those people begin to wake up and show Nigerians that, hey, we can run this thing. We have them they are big guys in the economies of the world. A lot of them have caused so much changes in different sectors of the economy. Some of them have gone global. I'm just sitting back to wonder what the likes of Tony Elumelu is still doing, that he's so quiet, he's not interested in running for presidency. Some other top guys like that. Man, those are the kind of people we want to see. People who will understand that the future is the youth, and they will start pushing the youth harder, making the environment conducive enough for them to show their capacity and their ability. Those are the kind of people we want. not storytellers who will go in there and begin to run after political opponent and begin to fight the unseen forces and begin to do things anyhow. That's not the kind of people we need. I mean, thumbs up to these guys. I believe at this point that Umahi needs to come up and defend himself. And this is a warning to other people that as you come up, your files will be brought before the people. Books will be open and more books will be open, and you'll be judged based on the content of the book, which is the works you did in your state. I'd like to leave it there. Go to our comment.